What's up, guys? It's Gothiccornila Sam, and today we are continuing on our Asagao Academy Normal Boots Club Gerard route, so let us continue. In some ways, it was a huge disappointment that Gerard wasn't in my class. In others, it was relief. I longed to see him again, to talk to him, and to feel his warmth, but that would have been way too distracting in class, especially with Mai around. When lunch finally rolled around, I sprang from my desk like a rocket shooting out into space.
Hana!
Whoa, Hana, calm down. Hurry up, Mai. I'm like really hungry today. I'm sure you are, Hana. Hungry for Gerard.
What?
Pardon? Nothing. Let's go. As Mai and I approached the normal boots table, Gerard flashed around an IBK with a gray wizard's hat and a long beard and a huge dorky grin on his face.
See what I mean?
Check it out! It's Grandbeard the Bay. He's one of the rarer finds, and is said to lack a gender, not participating in either norms, but preferring to be preferred as a he. We squeezed into the table as the rest of the boys looked on, bemused. I like his cloak. Right? Most of the versions I saw him were missing it, but they were still trying to charge almost full price for him. It was ridiculous. The boys nodded slowly. Nobody seemed to know what to say, despite Gerard's intense enthusiasm. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Gerard glowed with pride, completely oblivious to the weird looks he received from students at other tables. He truly didn't seem to care what other people thought about him. I had no idea how he could stick to his guns without feeling even the slightest bit ashamed. As Gerard returned to his seat, I waved sheepishly at him.
Good morning.
Hana, good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
I'm great, thank you. How are you? I'm fantastic. Even better now that I've seen you. I couldn't wait to show you Grandbeard. Yeah, he looks really cool. Super cute.
Awesome.
Yeah, apparently Grandbeard casts magic with his hair, and his secret weapon is his eyelashes. Now that he mentioned it, Grandbeard's long eyelashes stretched from his face in a somewhat creepy way. Other than that, he looked like a cuddly old kitty, but those eyelashes. Excuse me, can I see that figure? A young student, probably a first year, approached the table and poked Gerard in the back.
Uh-huh.
Of course. He turned completely around, chatting animatedly with the kid about the trade he made for Grandbeard and the myriad route it took to get him. I watched him, happiness filling my heart. Gerard was just so cool. Even the times I had, that's why. Updating my Sims. That's why my game kept freezing. I was like, why is the game freezing? Oh, because EA Origin is trying to update my Sims game right now. I understand that you just got a new thing for the 20-year, 15-year, whatever year it is thing, but nah, not right now. Even the times I had stayed true to myself in my old school, I ended up getting a constant gnawing anxiety, wanting to take it back or make up for it again so it would go away. Gerard just seemed to be happy. When he was around, even I could show my interest in his strange hobby without feeling bad about it. Early in the year, I would have felt more embarrassment for him than he did. As I looked more closely at Grandbeard the Bay, I remembered my own Chibi Upa, and suddenly a thought occurred to me. I was probably in the same boat as Gerard. If anyone ever found out about her, I'd be mocked to hell and back. Probably not as bad as Gerard, given that I was a girl, but I could have already heard the whispers pointing that I had no business being involved in the normal boots club when I was such a weirdo. Mimi would never let me forget it either, would she? Every time I ran into her in the bathroom, she'd mock me. Maybe people would even try to take Chibi Upa away from me. A feather-light touch tapped my shoulder, and my dark thoughts were banished. My motioned for me to come closer to her, and I leaned to whisper in my ear. What do you think about Gerard's itty-bitty kitty collection? I mean, honestly speaking, I think they're cute. Maya shot me a weird look, then shrugged. I guess. And I admire how much dedication it probably takes to collect something for so long. Maya nodded passively, apparently quite aware I was backtracking. I turned away, cheeks burning. We were finished eating. Maya and I dumped our trays and headed for the door. Hana. Maya and I turned, and eager Gerard ran up to us. Hey, Hana, I was hoping I could walk back to class today. What do you think?
Really?
Me? Why? Yes, you. Of course you. In that case, I will entrust you to her care. Mai clapped Gerard on the back and they gave me a wink and thumbs up. But...
Hasta la vista, baby.
Alright, Mai. You go, you. Hey, Gerard. Hey, Jared, wake up. Jared glanced over his shoulder, and upon seeing Mai's enthusiastic form barreling towards him, he immediately sprinted out of the door. Unfortunately, if there was one person on this earth who could give Jared a literal run for his money, it was Mai. She dashed through the door, and clouds of dirt kicked up into the air around their chase, a veritable sandstorm spitting through the Asagao campus. Anyways, what's up? Nothing is up. I just wanted to hang out with you. I mean, I know we just saw a ton of each other at the flower festival and everything, but... Well... At the mention of the flower festival, we both fell into an odd silence, memories floating in the space between us.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, I'm dying right now. Yeah, that sounds great to me. Great. Gerard beamed at me and then pushed the cafeteria door open. We stepped into the fresh spring air, the remnants of Mai's chase still drifting in the distance before us. Now that Gerard and I were alone, I didn't know what to talk about. It was weird. We had feelings for each other. How are we supposed to talk? Gerard strolled next to me, staring up into the deep blue sky. Think of something, Hana.
Chibi-Upa's doing well, by the way.
Really?
Is she? That's great.
She's really cute and she's small, so she doesn't take up that much space. I can see how having a whole bunch of itty-bitty kitties would be appealing. So much cuteness, and you can see it every time you wake up.
Right?
Right? That's exactly how I feel about it. It's just really fun. And if you can find something to brighten your day, why not do it? Life can already be hard enough. We shouldn't make it harder for anybody.
Right?
Right?
But as I beamed at Gerard, a memory wedged itself into my mind. A memory from just before I came to Asagao. A memory that involved one of my past friends. We shouldn't make it harder for anybody, huh? But... Oh, so today I got some news about Princess Pumpernickel.
Princess Pumpernickel?
She's the rarest itty-bitty kitty figure. Supposedly, there's only 3 copies of her in existence. Apparently, some collectors are starting to think she doesn't exist. One compiled this huge list of information about the supposed figure and posted it online, and now the community's split about it. Even direct feedback from the itty-bitty kitty committee didn't calm the flame war. It's gotten intense.
Do you think it exists?
Absolutely.
Of course I do. Why on earth wouldn't they? That would be a waste of time and money on the itty-bitty kitty committee's part. And it would make their fanbase angry. What purpose would that serve? Even in the event they didn't have one before this outrage, they'll start making production as we speak. He sighed dreamily. I can't wait for the day that I have my own Princess Pumpernickel. Can you imagine? I shook my head. I had no idea what it was like to long for something for so intensely, nor to stay so upbeat in the event of an almost inevitable failure. Seriously, only 3 copies in the entire world, and the developers probably owned one of those for sure. But Gerard was undeterred. I've wanted it ever since I first started collecting. You could say the dream of having it is what sparked my fascination with IBKs in the first place.
That's so cute.
We stopped in front of the door to my classroom, and Gerard saluted me.
Thanks for listening.
Well, I'll be on my way. Thanks for walking with me.
No, thank you.
Gerard disappeared into his own classroom, and I stopped to grab my math book from my locker before heading in. When I closed my door, Jimmy was there.
Oh, what's this?
He's never going to find it, you know. I stared incredulously at him, and he pointed from his eyes to mine. I'm watching you. Jimmy slithered off toward the lower staircase, heading to his classroom on the first floor, and I shook my head slowly. Sure, it was possible that Gerard wouldn't find his itty-bitty kitty figure, but I wanted him to find it. I really wanted him to find it. Surely there was some way I could help. So immediately after class, I made my way to Bluebell House. If I was going to help Gerard find Princess Pumpernickel, I needed to know what she looked like. I knocked on Gerard's door, and he instantly threw it open, as if he was waiting on the other side the whole time.
Hana.
Hana, glad to see you. Why don't you come in?
Okay.
Gerard's dorm was surprisingly neat considering how many itty-bitty kitty figures he had. He must have cleaned it up a bit after the last time I saw him. Shane glared at me from his desk. He was bent over some kind of drawing pad. I smiled nervously at him and he huffed. Hi. And he went instantly back to his art. Opa! What did I ever do to him? Gerard scanned his room, and after a few seconds he went to his desk and leaned ever so casually against it.
What's going on?
So what brings you here? I just saw you earlier today.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to bother you.
Say what?
Gerard's voiceover is my favorite out of all of them. You're not bothering me. Don't even worry about it. I'm always around when you need to talk. Apparently finding the desk too uncomfortable, he perched himself on the couch, grabbing a pillow and hugging it close. He looked like a kid at a slumber party. So what are the deets?
Well, I want to help you find Princess Pumpernickel, but in order to do that, I'm going to need some information.
I tried my hardest still composing. My game face was on, but Gerard just laughed. That's really sweet of you, but if I can't find it, there's no way you can.
You don't know that. Maybe I'll be just in the right place at exactly the right time.
Maybe. I guess so. Well, he glanced quickly at Shane and then turned back to me with a mischievous smile. There's a gaming convention happening this weekend, and we were all planning on go. Maybe you could come along? Shane. Shane's pencil broke mid-stroke. He cursed softly.
A convention? I've never been to one. What are they like?
Well, they're a place to find out about cool games, buy neat fan gear, meet people, and mostly hang out with friends. It's almost like a vacation. I know they're intimidating because of all the people, but they're really fun. You should come. Shane very audibly sighed. Gerard glanced at him with a picture of concern. Got artist block? Something like that. Anyways, there are always people selling IBKs there, and maybe someone will have Princess Pumpernickel. It's worth a shot, right? An image of the map Gerard was drawing as I asked him to the flower festival popped back into my head. He'd been preparing for this for weeks.
Well, I'd love to come help. I can come too, right?
Yeah.
Definitely, the more the merrier. Oh my god. Really?
Oh.
Did you drop it? Gerard is so oblivious to the fact that Shane is just done. Like, Shane is just like, I hate these girls. Why are they coming? And Gerard's just like, what? The best. Anyway. Did you drop an ink blot again? Man, today is not your day. No, it really isn't.
Oh, but how am I going to get out of class on Friday?
The Normal Boots Club has special permission to go, so I'll just add your name to the list. The Normal Boots Club had permission to skip class? I'd never heard of such a thing. So this was the might of their power.
Yay!
In that case, I'd better get my homework done. I don't want to be doing any on the trip.
All right.
Great, now I'm even more excited. It'll be the best one ever, eh, Shane? Kill me now. I love Shane. Shane and Gerard's round is my favorite thing on the planet. A road trip with the Normal Boots Club? Getting to go with them to a convention? This was the greatest day of my life. The amount of effort Maya and I put into our homework that week was only matched by our rabid excitement at the slowly approaching weekend. For the first time in forever, Maya didn't procrastinate. When we studied together, she actually helped instead of mooching off my work. Not that I usually minded. We packed our bags the night before. Slight trails of blood kept falling from Maya's nose.
Oh, Jared.
Oh, Jared. Mai, you sure you're okay?
Oh, totally. I'm totally fine. So it was that on Friday morning. Maya and I stumbled out into the pre-dawn light, eyes barely open. It was chilly that morning, and we huddled together as we walked to Asagao's iron wrought front gates.
Hey, Mai, Hana.
Hey guys, good morning. Gerard waved vigorously at us as we approached, and I resisted the urge to clamp my hands across my ears.
Good morning.
Good morning. Are we ready to go yet? Gerard glanced at the others. Jared, John, Continuous Satch, everyone was there, spreading yawns between each other like the plague. No, we're still missing some people.
Really?
Missing some people? Who on earth?
Hey.
Hey guys, sorry we're late. I jumped and skittered several feet away. Ian and the rest of the Hidden Block Club were behind me, looking just as miserable as I felt.
Awesome.
Sweet, we're ready to go.
Wait, you guys are coming too?
Of course, it's a video game convention after all.
But we're enemies.
That's adorable. Ian brushed past me. We might be enemies, but we're also friends.
Frenemies?
Oh, yeah.
Frenemies who sincerely want the best for each other.
So, friends then.
No, frenemies. If we don't get going now, we'll miss the train, and I am not up for waiting another 2 hours for the next one.
Right.
Right, everybody, sail out! We piled into the tiny train, which at such an early hour is mostly occupied by little old men and ladies on day trips. They watched us enter the train with something like abject terror. One lady hid her purse as we passed. Eventually, Gerard, PBG, and I found an empty compartment and piled in. Gerard peered out the window, head flicking like a dog's as he watched the trees pass by.
So, what are we gonna do when we get there?
I don't know. I'll probably wander around.
Uh-huh.
I heard there's supposed to be a pregame shift somewhere on the second floor. We have to check in first, but after that, everybody can do what they want.
Oh,
You okay with that? I guess I didn't check with you before.
I've never been to a convention before and I'm really nervous. What if I get lost? I don't know much about games either.
Conventions are so fun, though. You'll be fine. Don't even worry about it. I smiled weakly at Mai. It was easy for her to say something like that. She was a social butterfly with a bright and vibrant personality. No matter where she went or who she talked to, she glistened. I, on the other hand, was me.
Yeah.
I mean, it literally is just a bunch of fans gathering to have fun. No one's going to grill you about why you're there. Everybody just wants to have a good time.
I guess so.
If you want, you can stick around with me. It might get a little boring, but I won't mind the company. I searched Gerard's face, wondering if his offer was sincere. Gerard was such a nice guy, but it was hard to tell whether he was doing things just to be nice or whether he sincerely wanted to do them. Did he feel responsible for me, or did he feel obligated to help people out? He was, after all, this nice to everybody. I didn't want to hang out with him and wreck the convention he had been planning to go to for months. He had a map, for heaven's sake. I would get in the way. But I didn't want to be trailing around like a kindergartner afraid to leave her mom either. Still. I appreciate it. Gerard gently laid a hand on my shoulder, the sudden weight of it surprising me. I remember what it was like to go somewhere alone for the first time. I was terrified too. That's how I met all these guys.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll have a great time. The train shuddered and piled into a station. My heart leaped into my chest, but everyone else cheered and whooped.
Yahoo!
Time to get this party started. Mai and PBG grabbed their stuff and dashed straight off the train, but Gerard waited by the door while I pulled my backpack down from the upper racks. You ready for this?
I think so.
Oh yeah.
Great, let's go. The convention hall and the hotel we were staying at were both located smack dab in the middle of the city, surrounded by a torrent of rushing cars and people sprinting down the street. The four of us wandered into the hotel lobby. Mai and I had a room together, being the only two ladies on the trip. I grabbed the room key and led the way to our temporary home. I pushed open the door and came to a delightfully airy room. It looked relatively clean, and I sighed with relief. It would be nice to have a quiet space to retreat to if I ever felt overwhelmed.
Yay!
Heck yeah. Mai sprinted past me and flung herself, luggage and all, straight onto the bed.
Mai?
Oh my god, I love hotel beds. They're so soft. I call this by the window. Whatever you say. Maybe quiet wasn't the right word. Mai and I set our bags to the side and spent a few minutes gathering our bearings before getting ready to head back outside.
Mai, I'm kind of scared. I don't know anything about conventions. I don't want to feel stupid or out of place, and I don't want to have to follow anyone around.
Hana. Mai set her fist against my temple, twisting it playfully. You're way too serious. It's just a convention. Either you'll have a good time or you don't, and then you can go home and everyone forgets about it. Sometimes I get the feeling if you think you make one mistake, it's going to haunt your grave. Life is way more forgiving than that. So let's get going. Easy for her to say. She was an entirely different breed of person than I was. Sighing, I followed Mai out to the convention floor. The convention took place across a myriad of rooms. Free play, quiet lounge, Martin Sally, tournament rooms, demonstrations, tiny lecture halls for performances, stage for cosplay contests, and the like. Mai and I headed to the main lobby to get our badges and found the guys doing the same thing. Man, are you guys excited or what? Am I ever? I heard there was a big celebrity here, and apparently they started one of these games or something, and there's a chance they'll go to the party tonight. I'm just saying, you know where I'll be.
Oh, Jared.
You're going to, right, Jared? I don't really know about that. Oh, come on, I can't go alone. I identified myself to the lady at the counter and grabbed my con pass, a small piece of paper tied to a lanyard, and slipped it over my neck.
Hana.
Well, Hana, do you want to take a look around?
Sure.
Gerard started off to the merchant's alley, but as I glanced back, the rest of the crew dispersed. Nobody followed us.
Wait, where are they going?
Everyone has something different they want to see, and I heard some of them wanted lunch, so they're going that way. Lunch? Come to think of it, I was pretty hungry. We didn't eat breakfast in our rush to get to the train. So this is Merchant's Alley. We walked into a giant room, every inch of it lined with tables, booths, and people. Gerard cast his arms to the side in a grand gesture and nearly clotheslined a man. He drew his hand back sheepishly and headed for the very first booth. Do you see anything you like? I glanced across the room, darting from table to booth to stall. There were some things I vaguely knew about, stuff that was on t-shirts and even on TV from time to time. Nario and Nokimon and the like. But there were too many things that were completely alien to me. Monsters, grizzled old men's, design on t-shirts, plushies, body pillows, action figures, and most of all, piles and piles of video games. It was daunting, and I was completely out of my element. I shook my head. Oh, well, what games have you played?
I've never owned a console, so...
Really?
Never.
I don't really know what most of this stuff is.
I see. Gerard trailed off. Then with a grunt, he turned to me and saluted.
Hana.
Hana,
Yes?
allow me to teach you a thing or two about video games. Teaching me about video games? Was that even something I was really interested in? Aside from a handful of games I played with my neighbor when I was a kid, I had my gameless 4DS and my mobile game. Did I really want to be a gamer? Didn't you come here to search for Princess Pumpernickel? Oh. Apparently Gerard remembered for the first time his itty-bitty kitty map. He dug around in his pocket and withdrew it, shoulders sagging. Well, in that case, I don't want to drag you around while I do this boring stuff. You can go do something else if you want. Oh, jeez. So either I spent my time wandering around the convention alone, or I followed Gerard around like a baby duck. But if I wasn't going to go with him, what was I going to do? You are hungry. Go get food.
I'm actually pretty hungry, so I'm gonna go eat.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, sounds good to me. Are you going to be okay?
Of course, it's only a crowd. I've been in crowds before.
Great, then I'll meet you back at the free play room when I'm done. It should only take me an hour or so.
Yeah.
Right, I'll see you then.
Gerard nodded, glanced at his map, and then jogged to the back of the room. I waved until he disappeared in the flow of people. I was well and truly alone.
Okay, this is fine. This is cool. I just have to find where the food court is. No trouble at all.
And that's actually where we're going to end this game. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you see, please leave a like, comment down below. And there will be another episode of Asagao Academy on Tuesday. So I'll see you then. Bye!